He is one of the world's most recognized corporate symbols, but Colonel Sanders is more than just a logo.
You ever seen Aunt Jemima? Betty Crocker's? Anybody ever met Betty Crocker? No, they never existed. Colonel Sanders, real.
A real man whose secret blend of 11 herbs and spices helped change the eating habits of the world. He didn't start the company until he was 65, but it made him a millionaire.
The Colonel was a mentor of mine.
The Colonel was a maverick. I mean, he was an entrepreneur. He was a showstopper.
Kentucky Fried Chicken grew beyond Sanders' wildest dreams, bringing with it the fame and fortune that made Colonel Sanders America's Chicken King. Colonel Harland Sanders, the man whose name is synonymous with Kentucky Fried Chicken, was born in a small town in southern Indiana in 1890. When Harland was a mere 5 years old, his father suddenly became ill and died. Margaret was left with nothing. With 3 young kids to feed, she took a job in a canning factory, leaving young Harland as the man of the house, in charge of raising himself and his baby brother and sister. Barely tall enough to reach the stove, he taught himself to cook. Over the next few years, he drifted in and out of jobs, anxious to make his mark on the world. Harland decided to go into the gas station business. In 1930, he moved his wife and 3 children to Corbin, Kentucky. There, in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, Sanders opened a Shell oil station. When a truck driver told him there was no good place to eat around Corbin, Sanders saw his next opportunity. He cleared out a storage room at the front of his station, set up a large dining table, and instructed Josephine to start cooking. He would fill travelers' tanks with gas, then casually offer them a nice home-cooked meal.
He'd say, "My wife has cooked some good victuals in here. Would y'all like to come in and eat?" And we had a table for 6 people. The round oak table. So he put everybody, truck drivers or millionaires, whoever you were, and everybody seemed to enjoy the food.
Sanders offered classic Southern fare. Country ham and fried chicken were specialties of the house. Word spread of their good food, and before long, Sanders had to build a larger dining room to accommodate all his new business. And the register kept on ringing as Sanders Fried Chicken packed them in. Soon, Harland's restaurant was standing room only. The only problem was it took half an hour to fry the chicken in a black iron skillet, too long for travelers on the go. When a local hardware dealer showed Sanders a new device called a pressure cooker, he was intrigued. Even though pressure cookers were traditionally used to boil meat and vegetables in water, Sanders filled his with oil and used it to fry chicken. Frying under pressure cut his cooking time down to only 8 minutes. His chicken was now fast, but Sanders was a perfectionist. His special blend of 10 herbs and spices kept customers coming back, but he knew it could be better. So he set out to find that final magic ingredient, appointing his daughter Margaret chief taste tester.
When he'd say, "Daughter, come here and taste this," I knew he'd had a new combination and I'd go taste it. So one day I said, "Father, this is it. Now quit playing with it. This is it. This is a universal taste." Well, he took me in the spice room, and above the door jamb, he wrote the 11 herbs and spices he used that day. And he said, "Now, if anything happens to me, this is what I put in it today, and so you can go on with it." So I had, that was the secret recipe. It never was changed.
It was a brilliant marketing scheme. Make the best chicken anyone had ever tasted, but keep the recipe a secret. Armed with his secret recipe and pressure cooker, Colonel Sanders was ready to lead the charge in the fast food revolution. By 1963, he had built a loyal family of 600 franchisees and he was their domineering father figure. Kentucky Fried Chicken became a bestseller wherever it was sold. Everyone was making money, especially the Kernal. Broke at the age of 65, Sanders now had more money than he had ever dreamed possible. And soon, he would be not only rich, but world famous as well.